So guys, what's going on? Back again with another video. Now, to be honest with you, when it comes to gaming setups, there's everything you can go through from your desk, peripherals, PC, lighting, acoustic foam, but nobody really talks about what they use for their gaming chair. Now, don't worry about the chair I'm sat on right now, we're going to be going through it, that's regarding today's video. So I've been predominantly using a gaming chair, which is linked right up in the cards, either there or there, can't remember. And predominantly for the past year and a half, it is done perfect. It is done absolutely incredible. It is comfortable, all this good stuff. But the one I'm currently sat on right now, the one we're going to be going through and reviewing, is something totally different and something I've already classified as I would never get, just to the fact of the way it looks. But that's not what we're talking about today. Here, we're talking about a chair. So, let's just get into it. So there we have it guys, that was just a little bit of a time lapse regarding this chair. Now we are going to go into full effect and actually talk about it a little bit now before we end the video, so let's go from there. So obviously this is the chair we have just reviewed. We've just went through the whole thing of like building it. So like I said, we've got everything from the headpiece to the backboard to the actual cushion, which is all like a mesh fabric. Unlike some that are mostly cushion, this is mostly mesh. So we do have everything from the side rest, which is obviously where your arms go, but on the side there is a little button underneath here, which is when you click it and you do have full movability to actually lift that up and down. Exactly the same with the right one, so you can actually put it to where you want, We have obviously the seat cushion, which is obviously where you sit. It is all hollow on the inside, so when you actually do sit on this, you do get the full flex, and it does take predominantly a mass amount of weight, which is pretty cool, which is really nice. Now, the one thing I did like is underneath you do also get the same mesh fabric on the actual cushion as well, and it does have a small amount of tilt, so you don't have to worry about putting your legs on a solid surface. It's going to be, obviously, it'll take the weight of your legs, which is quite nice, and it is fitted with solid steel bars either side and tucks away very nicely. Now, we did go through a little bit regarding the actual piston of actually putting that in. Very simple, it just slits in on the bottom and the top, which is very easy. And then we do have 5 steel legs with also roller wheels, which is pretty nice to see. Now, we do have, just underneath, see if I can get a good picture of this. So underneath here, we do have a little adjustment knob. This is obviously going to be for the balance of the actual chair itself when you sit on there. So pretty generic with all chairs on that regard. So we can see the design in the skeleton. So obviously on the back post, we've got the skeleton going down either side, which is just mostly for strength and rigidity. And then obviously we have a little piece here, which is pretty cool. Now, if I turn this to the side, get down here, we can see here, obviously predominantly where your back is going to sit, it's going to be right here. We do have a little twist part here, which if I unscrew. So as we can see, it's got a little lock bar here, so this can go up and down. So you can go down to the bottom, or you can raise it back up, depending on where the lower back does sit. And then what we can do is actually twist this, and it's going to push this through the mesh onto here, and it's actually going to be able to see where your back sits, and obviously allowing you to be much more comfortable. So that's one thing to take in consideration, that you do also have a mass amount of back support. Never mind the whole skeleton and everything. And then we also have the headrest. Headrest is pretty much generic. Obviously bolted onto the back, one-piece bolt. And obviously we do also have, obviously the skeleton on it as well is extremely rigid. So the skeleton is very rigid as well, so it's going to be extremely comfortable with that. And of course, we just have the chair itself, which is very nice. Now, I'm going to try and do this with one hand. So the one thing I did like is the amount of time it goes back. And of course, so if I grab this bad boy out, put my legs down, and there we go, I'm good to go. I can then game and do whatever I please and be fully comfortable. So I have to admit, really is cool, as well as the armrest. I can put them all the way down, so I'm all good to go. Or I can just sit back up. That just tucks back under, and I'm ready to go again. And it really is that simple. So I have to admit, if it had to be a thumbs up, it would be 10 times thumbs up, because it really is incredible, and I have to admit, it is very secure and safe. And the one thing I forgot to mention, it doesn't just go back on itself. There is the bar underneath to actually adjust the height and everything, you know. To adjust the height and everything. If you slide it inwards, it does lock it, so you're not constantly just, you know, flapping around like a fish out of water. So I have to admit, I am actually really surprised about this. I've always been predominantly like, no, gaming chairs all the way. It's gonna have. I've just realised. So the armrests on the side, they're padded. They've got rubber in them. I thought they were plastic because of the look. They don't. They have rubber, so they're going to be extra comfier. No, but I have to admit, I'm normally predominantly just gaming chairs because, as a matter of fact, of the amount of cushion and everything, and that's what I thought I needed to be more comfortable. But no, I definitely thought it had to be that the gaming chair and all that had to be like all padded out, padding everywhere, removable this, padding there, and it's true what they say, you don't need it. Like, just spending a few minutes sat here, I have to admit, I really am I am impressed. Like, there's no joke about it. I am actually generally impressed. I didn't realise how comfortable mesh would be. But then when thinking about it, it's fully flexible to your body type. You know, you've got the back support on the back, which I can move it around to support my lumbar support. I've got the armrests, which I can move them up and down however I please, which I do like because I now have extenders on my desk, and my gaming chair still doesn't quite fit underneath without dropping it. So it's quite good that I can have this at the highest setting, but my armrests can be level or lower than the desk. That's something I find quite important, and for some reason my gaming chair doesn't have that. But this does, and it also has a ton more features. So I have to admit, if you do want to go check one of these out for yourself, please do check the links in the video description. If you're a constant gamer, a constant office worker, always sat down at a chair, and you actually care about your lumbar support, I definitely would recommend you getting one. I've had back problems in the past, and you don't want to mess around with your back, especially if you sat down for a long period of time. It's something important you need to take care of. So please do check the video description below. There'll be a link there for this chair, so you can go check it out for yourself, directed to their website. I do recommend you go and get one. If you have any questions about the chair regarding the building, quality of how it actually fits, drop it down in the comment section below. I'm always more than happy to help. And as always, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And as always, I hope you all have a great day.